어디 가요? 저 어디 가서 봐 그렇지 말해. 내는 제림 지하에 봐야 되다. 하고도 주저 쭉쭉 제가 받들어 봐. 아. 이제 되게 좋다. 팔려나? 가만히고 있나? 아. 공활하면서. 저저 가만히고 나한테 슉 살았는데. Today we start again. We continue from the being GuruYoga, the GuruYoga practice. Dikare. 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 네 가성 그 쇼 드림들다. 나 제발면 누구? 아. 네 가지. 아. 가성 들어도. We talked about the Guru. What is really the dynamic presentation of Guru? I think yesterday we were talking about it a little bit like a more elaborated way. More elaborated way. So I don't have to repeat today about the Guru, but then now yoga. We always say yoga. And this yoga actually is a union. And the idea usually we have out of the universe and out of the things that we are living in or living with, we have a very particular kind of idea that keeps us very much down. I'm very caught up, we caught up with this kind of idea, dualistic idea. And that is very much the opposite, if you like. It's an opposite of the practice of GuruYoga. The dualistic attitude. Sorry for kept you waiting for a long time this morning. Just to say that, I forgot to say that, because, I have many things to do and many things to sort of struggle with anyway. So, of course, I am almost like a same as Royal Nepal Airline. It's always like a delay all the time. So I call myself a Royal Nepal Airline. So it's always delaying myself and keep people waiting. Anyway, the yoga is a union. Union actually refers, the idea of union needs to be developed and understood. It is because we have a dualistic mind. We live with the dualistic mind. And that's the kind of a life that we have, dualistic mind. We always think and we always know things in a two thing, good and bad, long and short, and then, big and small, etc. We live with that sort of idea. And almost, without that, we will never be able to survive. So this idea is so strong that it's very much like a penetrating in our life. And without that, we don't survive, almost. So this is very poor situation, very sad situation that we are in. It's a really sad situation that we have to live with this sort of thing. It's not in a way it is okay. People don't mind. And also logically, it is not too bad. Not too much of things that we have to worry about. Dualistic way of living is okay. You just live with that. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. It's not very much like a killer or kind of a big issue. But in a way like that, but philosophically speaking, it is a killer because it kills all the how do you say, the entire energy of the wisdom. The wisdom is not really given any chance to grow because of the dualistic attitude. That is the reason why we are always ignorant. Even though we feel and we see nothing is that bad, everything is quite okay. But it is not okay because the wisdom is not grown. Wisdom has not given any chance to grow anymore because of these two idea. The idea of having two dualistic conceptual idea. That is the thing. Dualistic means dual. Good and bad. It has to be either good one or bad one. That's it. If it is good one, then good one. It cannot be bad. And if it is bad, then it's bad. It cannot be good. Good and bad together, how can it be together? It's impossible. So impossibility, the idea of impossibility, planted implant in our mind. It is already there, born with it. We born with it. This is what they call it in Tibetan, Lenchik Kepa. Lenchik Kepa means born with it. Lenchik means with, together, born together. We born with it almost. That kind of idea. It has to be that, either that one or this one. And this is true. In our conversation, if you say, you are a big man and small man together, you cannot say that. You are a big man means fat one, tall one, that's it. And you are small, pity one, that's it. But you cannot say, you are both. You cannot. This is idiot, If you say like that, it's a stupid thing to say, So this is the kind of idea and the dictionary that is set up already in our mind. Then that catches us. That sort of like pulls us down, and we that will restrict us to grow the wisdom, because that will obviously eventually build a box for us. And we will be remaining in that box, a very limited kind of box, and that's it. So then it's very, it's a box, you're boxing yourself, and that's it. There you have no space to move around. You are no space to stretch your legs and all these things. You are crumbled. You are sort of locked. You're locking yourself inside. And that is exactly what's happening here in this world. No matter whether you are a very big man, like a very high, like a prime minister, president, or you are a very common people, like a businessman or businesswoman, or you are a beggar, but you all are caught up with that idea, dualistic idea. That is not good. That is the very sad thing that is happening. So yoga actually means it is a union, and it is a method. It is a method to break that box, so that we all will have a open air vision. I think I said it yesterday also, that if we want to have a sunshine in this hall, you have to take off this roof so that the sun will shine. Otherwise, there's no way to get a full sunshine. So similarly, you have to get rid of these two notion of the the dualistic notion. Then after that, then you will have the vision of great wisdom, perfect wisdom, perfection. All these things will be built up because of what you call that perfect wisdom, great wisdom, and the Mahamudra. All these things will only be realized when you are able to break the notion of dualistic attitude. Dualistic attitude has to be gone. That attitude needs to be diminished and vanished. That is very, very important, If you have a dualistic attitude, with the dualistic attitude, you will never have a union idea. The union, the yoga, the union, the Mahamudra, great perfection. All these things will never be grown, will never be understood. That is the thing. We caught up. That is of course, if you have a very strong idea of dualistic, how can you make two things together into one? You cannot. As I said right now, we cannot say you are a good person and bad person together. You cannot say that. You cannot believe it. So in order to believe it in this way, you have to prepare yourself to see this philosophically. Philosophically, you have to prepare. You cannot force yourself, to have union idea. In Tibetan society, we say, I think it's also not only Tibetan society, but I think it's a Dharma teaching, also part of Dharma teaching, saying that the shit and the jewel are eventually, what you call that, the finally or primordially, they are the same stuff. Same stuff. Same stuff means they are in oneness. Shit and gold, or shit and the food. Let's put shit and food is better, even though it says jewel. But maybe the shit and food is a little bit like a more understandable. Shit is such a dirty thing that you cannot even talk. It's a taboo even to say shit. But food is something that we are very respecting. So, but actually, the food and the shit, there is not much of difference. Same. Exactly the same in oneness. But then, our dualistic mind makes the shit so dirty and the food so precious. And that's how stupid we are. How do you say, how strange you are, how interesting we are. It is interesting, actually. It is not only stupid, but it's interesting, very interesting, that how dynamic, I would say, we are in order to, provide or perform the world for us. This world is interesting, very interesting, because we created that way. We created that way. It's not the God who create this kind of thing. It's we that created that way, that the shit is so dirty and the food is so important and it's so nice thing to offer. You can't offer shit, can you, to a guru and to a master. You cannot. To a guest, you cannot offer a shit. But you can definitely, you are most welcome to offer a food. You are entitled and you are recommended to offer a food, but not shit. That concept is built by whom? By us. That shit being so dirty and the food being so precious and so nice. So this dualistic mind is so strong. That is the main basic engine of karma. This is the reason why we say Buddhist practice or Buddhist practice. Entire Buddhist teaching is very much very much the philosophy. It's not a religion, but it's a philosophy. So this is what always refers. This tells you that how important to kill the concept of dualistic mind, the dualistic concept. That is very important. If you want to know about the Buddhism, that is the first thing you have to understand. How important to keep to get rid of the concept of the dualism. That is the Buddhist teaching anyway. The Buddhist teaching, the importance of the Buddhist teaching, the principle of the Buddhist teaching. Of course, externally people say, Buddhists teach about the karma. Karma is very important in Buddhism. Okay? And some people say, Buddhist doesn't believe God. Or some people say, Buddhist is a way of developing life. Way of developing life and improving one's own lifestyle. That is the Buddhism, Buddhist teaching. Buddhist is not religion. There's a different way of presenting the Buddhist teaching. But actual fact, when it comes back to the reality thing, it says that dualistic mind is not the one that we want. We want the non-dualistic way of perceiving things and living in this world. So this is what we want. And you can call it by many different interesting names. You can call it Mahamudra, you can call it wisdom, you can call it union, you can call it, great perfection, anything. You can call it Madhyamaka, whatever. There are lots of different names. Names, as I said yesterday, names are very much inspiring, tools to inspire. So therefore you can put a very good name. And especially, like yesterday I said, English is very difficult to find a good name for that, The Sanskrit is a very rich language. So we have to copy from the Sanskrit and all these things. But still we are not really succeed in copying Sanskrit terminology into the English, this thing. It's a very difficult because English is a very poor language when it comes to spirituality. But anyway, we manage to steal some interesting words from Catholic and Christian and Christianity, that sort of thing. So we are stealing the names and the terminologies from there. So then that's the thing. For example, if I say the retreat is also, I think it's something to do with a very conservative way of calling, retreating yourself. But actually, it is not really interesting. It's not really appropriate. An appropriate name for the retreat, something like what we really think about. Actually, it is the other way around. Actually, we have to really, we have to think about opening ourselves instead of retreating ourselves. We have to open ourselves and do that sort of thing. But then, of course, commonly we use the word retreat. That again, it's a word that we steal from other religion. However, what I'm saying is that we need to know that wisdom is very important. So wisdom can only be achieved or acknowledged or understood when you have no idea, or when you have a great understanding about the union. Otherwise, never be possible. Never, ever, No matter, how many people, in the Buddhist community, we have a lot of meditating people. We have a lot of people who are retreatant. We are in 3-year retreat, 4-year retreat, 10 years retreat, and all these things. But they're not. They have to do 10 years and this and that, so many years of retreat. Why? Because they just can't break through that conceptual mind, that dualistic mind. That is the reason they had to work very hard. Including Milarepa, he had to work very hard to break through this dualistic conceptual mind. So this is the thing. Including Milarepa, every yogis and every practitioners, they were struggling with that, and we are struggling with that. If anybody is interested in achieving enlightenment or achieving to understand to understand the Buddhahood, first of all you have to break through your dualistic mind. And how to break through that? Then you have to do GuruYoga. The GuruYoga is very much needed. When we talk about the blessing of Guru, the blessing has three: external blessing, inner blessing, and the secret blessing means the final blessing. The final blessing is the breaking through the dualistic mind, the attitude. That is the final blessing or secret blessing. Of course, external blessing is, of course, not to have a headache during the meditation, not to have a headache, not to have a toothache, not to have a sleepiness, not to have a dullnesses, not to have a wandering mind, and to have a focused mind, and all these things are blessing, of course. And of course, to have enough thing to eat, enough thing to drink, and enough. To have a beautiful, nice, okay room to sort of like sit and to sleep. That where you sort of like where you find yourself comfortable, and all these things are blessing. That is external blessing. But there is very much external and a very mild and a very sort of superficial. And it's not very important. The important thing is the secret one, the final one. That is a breaking through. The breaking through the conceptual mind. And that is very, very important. That is the final one, the authentic blessing. That is the one thing. So until then, we got to go through the external practice and inner practices. Until you get to know the inner practice or, secret practice. That is, of course, a union experience. That is, experience itself is a practice. Experience itself. It's an experience. Of course, during your experiencing, that is a path. So this means the practice. Even though it is a secret practice, it is a final practice, but it's still you are practicing. You are experiencing. You are practicing. Why? Because you are experiencing. When you really achieved the Buddhahood, final destination, when you reach to final destination, there is no experience. Experienceless, I would say. No experience. Then no experience, then that is the Buddhahood. But that, until then, you are experiencing it. So of course you are experiencing what? You are experiencing the non-dualistic mind. You are experiencing the wisdom. You are experiencing the Mahamudra. That is the, secret practice. So GuruYoga has three, as I said yesterday. External GuruYoga, inner GuruYoga, and secret GuruYoga. Secret GuruYoga is the final practices of the GuruYoga. But this is still, even if you reach to that level, you are practicing. So this means you are still a student. You are still a disciple. Because you are practicing. And when you reach to final destination, you are no longer practice. You are no longer student. You are no longer follower. Then you become Buddha. You're not following anything. You're not experiencing anything. This means, As long as you have experience, this is the follower. This means you are a follower. You are following something. You are, you are feeling something. You are, what do you call that? For example, like you're tasting something. You're tasting something. You are eating something, and your taste is so good, but nevertheless you are a taster. You are a taster, and you are tasting something. So this actually categorize yourself into a practitioner, and it's a practicing practitioner. So that is the thing. So anyway, so the final yoga that we can talk about, or final Guru Yoga, if you like, you can say, is of course breaking through the dualistic mind, and that is what we call. Sometimes you can call it final siddhi, final blessing, And in order to get that, in order to reach to that level, then the external Guru Yoga is very important. As I mentioned yesterday, Guru needs to be seen as a union. Now you have to develop. As a practice of the Guru Yoga, you need to develop the understanding of Guru being a union, not a human being. As I said yesterday, Guru, him, he, you point to your Guru and say, is he a Tibetan? Is he an Indian? Is he an Indian? Is he an American? Is he what? No? Is he is he a nice person? Is he not nice, or grumpy, or what? These things should never be applied. Try not to. As a practitioner of a Guru Yoga, try not to have that notion. Even if you wanted to know that is he a educated person, back of the mind you may ask this question, but externally you try not to ask this question. You just have to try yourself, tell yourself not to ask this question, not to have this kind of doubt. That is the reason why Guru Yoga or the Vajrayana practices, we always say doubt is the killer of the path of the practice. No need to doubt. Now, of course, many of the practitioners, they say, we cannot ask any question in Vajrayana. Very bad, we have to, this is a blind faith. This is not right. Yeah. I mean, in a way, you can complain. You can complain using these terminology, and you can blame on Vajrayana being not good, this and that. Yes, you can do that. Of course, you can complain. Complain never ends anyway. You can complain anyway. You can keep on complaining anyway. You can keep on complaining. You will never be satisfied anyway. But actual fact, when you really go through the Guru Yoga, the doubt is not right. If you have a doubt, then that actually ruins your momentum of a practice, or rhythms of your practice of Guru Yoga. It ruins. For gurus, it doesn't matter. I mean, okay, it may be, some gurus doesn't like to be questioned. Okay, that's his style anyway. Or some gurus, they like to be questioned. That's his style. Doesn't matter. Please ask questions. I like questions. Many gurus say, please ask questions. The Buddha Shakyamuni said also, you should put questions. So questions are most welcome. Some gurus are very open. Some gurus say, no, don't ask questions. Doesn't matter. Whatever the guru say, doesn't matter. Whatever. From your point of view, what is the best therapy for yourself? That is the most important. Whatever he likes is okay. If he likes it, it's okay. Let's put questions. Let's throw some questions just to make him happy. Anyway, put some interesting questions. He will be so happy. If he's not happy to you to be putting questions, don't put questions. Just keep quiet, just to make him happy. It's like a baby, I mean, okay, if he likes candy, you can give a candy. You can, make some strange noise just to make baby happy. So it's okay. Just like, treat your guru as a baby, It's a very, like a just born baby. You have to be really careful, and you have to be very, you are loving, so you can just make him happy. So that's the thing. You can do whatever he wants. But actual fact is that you should not have doubt. Doubt means in the sense that you should not, you should not have a label. I said yesterday many times, the label of your guru being very educated. That's also not good. Very educated. Your guru is my guru is very well educated, He is like a superb. That is not good thought. So this label should not be there, should not be there. So therefore, if you have that label, that ruins your path of the Guru Yoga practice. So therefore, you should try from day one, you should try not to have that label on him. From day one, you should try that. If you're really interested to be in interesting Guru Yoga practice. I know these things are very, very, very high thing, very, very high level of practice or a high level of teaching. I was told that many of you are very new, so I was little reluctant to even say these things, but then I'm daringly saying these things because, I think you don't understand. Many of you won't understand because I was told that you guys are very, very new. Many of them are very new. So, of course, you don't understand. If you are new, then obviously you don't understand what I'm talking about. But, of course, there's some of you, I don't know how many percentages of you are old practitioner. So then you guys must have might be knowing a little bit about what I'm saying. So these are very much what I'm trying to say is that you should. I'm approaching to the practice of Guru Yoga or practice of Vajrayana from a point of view of a reality, from the point of view of ultimate truth, absolute truth. That is very important, And I always, no matter what sort of crowd I have. Or what sort of entourage I have, what do you call that? Yes, what sort of student I have, crowd. I don't really mind, actually. I am a person who's very fond of introducing the reality. I don't want to go through the zigzag external way of approaching it, even though I am approaching myself in a way that is a zigzag way, just to make the people happy, just to make the world kind of go correctly and smoothly. So I just go about beating about the bush, But actually, I don't want people to go through that and waste a lot of time. So I want to teach. I normally teach people to really go right directly into the ultimate truth, and from ultimate truth, then when you look back, you will see. When you reach to the ultimate truth, when you look back, then you see the relative truth. Then relative truth. Wow. Well, was I there? Was I there? Couple of days ago, couple of years ago, was I there? Wow, such a messy, So you will know. And then you will be developing the compassion. You will be developing the loving kindness and sense of understanding, sense of bodhicitta, immeasurable thoughts and all these things. After then, only after getting some experience of the ultimate truth. This is what my style is. And not only my style, but it's of course one of the Buddha Shakyamuni style also. Buddha Shakyamuni has a lot of different style, as I mentioned yesterday. He has a lot of different styles, hundreds of millions, I would say, millions of different styles of teaching. But one of the most important style is, of course, sometimes he puts the people or his disciples right into the ultimate realm, then let him to observe the relative truth. From ultimate truth, then the relative truth. And then the other one is that, he wants people to go through the relative truth. Then eventually will get into the realm of the ultimate truth. So, but my style usually of teaching is that the first you definitely need to know about the ultimate truth. What is yoga? What is guru? What is really we want? What is the reality of the phenomena? That is the thing that we have to understand. Then we know how important the compassion is, how important the ritual practices are, and how important a human guru is, the external guru, human guru is, and how important the human teaching is, teaching, verbal teaching, the formal teachings are, and of course how important the formal practices are, meditations are. All these things will then be there afterwards. Otherwise, there are many people of us, many of us, we practice a lot. We practice many hours in a day, many days in a week, many weeks in a month, many months in a year. We do a lot of practice. Not that none of us do practice. We do our practice, but we are doing mostly like a copycat, like a copying. Okay, they do this, they're very good, Singit Sewa, wow, very nice, what do you call that, melody. Oh, I like that. I should go and buy Damaru, and learn how to do that. Oh, it's nice, bring, bring, oh, very nice, Oh, I should follow that. But then why? What is Singit Sewa? What is GuruYoga? What is practice? What's all about? It's just mesmerizing yourself. That's it. Just to make you happy. That's not good. It doesn't take you to anywhere. Instead, I think it'll ruin your how do you say, your potential. It ruins your potential to practice. It ruins, because it's one of the other, another version of desire, another version of hallucinating yourself. And we are very much in a situation of hallucination anyway, and we are very much there. We have to get rid of that, and we are now, instead of getting rid of it, we're putting ourselves in it and jumping into it, deeper ocean, which is not good, So it's really, we got to be careful when it comes to practical practice level of the practices and all these things. It's a different level, even though, these practices sometime, one way or another, can lead you to a right direction, slowly. But it takes fortunes, It takes years and years, sometime even lives, It takes a lot of times, because you have to get rid of this, but then you're not getting rid of that, you're caught up with that, but then without knowing, you are caught up with that, without knowing you caught up with this, and you are just like a full of dangling, you are just dangling with many things. So, but then the ignorant is always there. So because of the ignorant, you don't know. And then of course Guru never tells you to this, when you dangling, when you struggling, the Guru is not there to tell you. Guru is not there to tell you. Even if the Guru is there to tell you, you wouldn't really know, because your lid is not opened. Your roof is not opened. It's very dark, and then your doubt is there, If the Guru says that, I have a right to put questions. Why? Why he's saying that? Why? The blah, blah, blah. They see, the doubt is there. So the doubt is there. Putting question is most welcome, but the question comes as a blockages. It's not a question, is not a doing good job. question does the job the other way around. It blocks your wisdom, your way. So this kind of question is not good. This kind of doubt is not good. Even though, of course, in modern time like this, including myself, the modern masters, they always say, oh, please ask questions. Please feel free. You can ask questions. Those old days, the real masters, they don't let you to put questions at all. They will smack you, If you put a question, they will smack you. They will beat you up, But then now, modern times, beating is not is erased already from the dictionary. And smacking is, of course, it's not there in the dictionary at all. Modern dictionary, that's all finished. Now, 21st century. Now, whether or not the guru, it's definitely an appropriate therapy or not. Doesn't matter. Most welcome. Please ask questions. Oh, very good, I'm very happy. Please ask more questions, This is a modern way of teaching, unfortunately. So the modern people, American, European, now of course Asians are now copying Americans, Of course, Asians are the copycat of Americans. Whatever the American says, Asia definitely do it. Whatever we are nowadays, Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, you guys are wearing what you are wearing? You are wearing trousers. It's coming from where? Coming from America, You're not wearing your Vietnamese dress. You are wearing American dress. Chinese don't wear a Chinese dress. You are wearing American dress. Hollywood dress, jean, and t-shirts and all these things, very comfortable, and that's it. So of course we copy not only the dress but the food and style and the philosophy also now. Philosophy, meditation, everything now American. So now in America, Los Angeles, Hollywood now comes up with no questions. Questions. Everything has to questions. Everything has to be questioned. Everything has to be opened for questions, and all these things. Okay, then now the generation, the generation is such way that you have to let the people ask questions. And now the questions are most of the questions are idiot questions. Idiot questions. It is a blockage. Why I'm saying idiot question is that not only just a stupid question, but the question blocks your wisdom. So then what does it do? It doesn't do any good job on you. Definitely. It blocks you. And the more you have a question, the more blockages comes into your way. And then that's it. And then at the end, no Guru Yogas. No Guru Yogas at all whatsoever. No Guru Yogas. No Vajrayana practices. Now, of course, generally speaking, I think it's even the Mahayana practices are also not there. Not even Guru Yoga, but the genuine Mahayana practices cannot be practiced. Because so many blockages there. So many questions. So many problems. So, of course, in a way, the modernization is very good thing, modern thing is very good, I like it, but I like modern, some modern way of developing the life. But another way, deeply spiritual practice, philosophically speaking, these things are really creating the blockages, and the blockages blocks the entire energy, So then there's no balance between the yin and yang, or between the masculine energy and the feminine's energy. We have two energy. It never balanced because it blocked. So that the two energies are never balanced in a way. Practically speaking, physically speaking, yoga yoga has there is a way of saying that, the physical yoga, mind yoga, and the what do you call that, what do you call that? There's another yoga. So there's a three yoga. So these three yogas, for example, when you deal with the physical yoga, like bindus and channels and chakras and etc., never balanced. Because philosophically you are not balanced. So when you have a very unbalanced in your philosophical way of viewing, then the physical yoga will not be balanced for sure. And then all the physical yoga will be unbalanced. Then of course the bindu and the subtle airs will not be balanced, and then the mind will obviously not balanced. Not balanced. Either you will be so angry, or you will be so lusty, and you will be so caught up with the ignorant or whatever. You will not balanced, not at all. So you can't deal with your nature Guru Yoga. The nature Guru Yoga will never be revealed, never be sort of like a coming up. It's always buried down there. It's there, definitely, that nobody can take it away from you. But it is there, but the buried down like a, how do you say, underneath of, I don't know, millions of layers of cottons, layers of mattress. Something like that, So there is, but you cannot really reveal it, cannot really experience it, cannot really have it as your own property. No way. It's there, but it's not. You cannot have it as your own property. As it says in many teachings of Lord Buddha, that it's something like very similar to having a hidden treasure underneath of your building. If you are very poor and very, very poor, like you are a beggar, but you are sleeping on the treasure, say millions of dollars. Millions of dollars are packed and nicely in the metal box, and it's buried down there, underneath of your place where you are sleeping. But you don't know. Somebody did it, like maybe hundreds of years ago. Somebody did it there, and somebody buried, but you don't know. So you always beggar. You are always beggar. Your children are going to be beggar, and your grandchildren are going to be beggar, and beggar and beggar and beggar and beggar. Until you came to know that there is a treasure underneath of your house. So that's the thing. We have the Guru Yoga, nature of Guru Yoga, the blessing of Guru Yoga. You have that, but it's not revealing, not found, not understood, because it's a layers of a misunderstanding, layers of questions and asking questions and doubts and all these things. So it's blocked. So it's buried, the doubts and all these things, layer of ignorant. So this is what we should really, get rid of. You should really get rid of, That's the reason why yoga, Guru Yoga practice is very badly needed. So, to start with, for example, from the beginning, now what we have to do is practically speaking. Now theoretically, yes, what I said is maybe, pretty much, practically speaking, now you have to go externally. Practically you have to come from externally. There's no way to go inside without coming from external, a door. If you want to come here, you have to come from either of these three doors inside, So that's similarly that you have to go through a door. So the door is the external guru. You have to find an external guru. So external guru, who has developed his own inner guru and secret guru already, And that sort of guru is very much needed. That is very much needed, because if the door is not well built, then you cannot go in. The door is door. The quality of door need to be there. So same thing, the external guru is guru. The guru needs its own qualification, quality needs to be developed, and he or she needs to be qualified guru. You cannot say that, guru is guru, this is okay, doesn't matter. As long as he has a name of guru, doesn't matter. No, he has to be qualified. So external guru needs to be having a qualification of its own, of his own sort of status. So it's very much needed to have a qualified guru. That is very much practical level of practices. First of all, you need to go through it. You cannot say, Guru is universe. My Guru said, Guru is universe, truth of universe. So of course, Guru is nothing. No, that's not so important. External Guru is not so important. The inner Guru and the external, the secret Guru is most important. Yes, in a way, philosophically speaking, it is true that the most important is the inner or the secret Guru is very, very important. Yes, you're right. But now, how to go about it? You have to go from the external guru. So external guru is very, very important. So therefore, external guru needs to be found. Needs to be found. And in order to find the external guru, you need to know the qualifications. What are the qualifications that guru needs to have? That is very important. You cannot say that just a guru will do. So the qualification, when we talk about the qualification of guru is, of course, as I said just a while ago, the main quality, of course, is that he or she needs to have a GuruYoga developed. That is for sure. Otherwise, he cannot be guru, because he himself has no idea of guru, no idea of GuruYoga. How can he be guru? It is not possible. And just a waste of time if you approach this kind of guru, He has no idea of guru. He has no idea of GuruYoga. He has no idea of the devotion. He has no idea of approaching the, Buddhahood through the practice of GuruYoga. He has no idea. So how can he be guru? So he has to have not only idea, but he has to have a lineage of the GuruYoga. Very, very, very subtly, very clearly, very firmly. That is very much the qualification. And now, second most important qualification is that, through his own practice of GuruYoga, he has to have a complete form of compassion. Because GuruYoga always gives, always gives the compassion. The compassion is the reflection or manifestation of GuruYoga. That is for sure. If the GuruYoga is well developed, compassion, you will never have a chance not to have a compassion. The compassion will come automatically. That is the reason why we say the principle of the practice of GuruYoga is Mahayana. Talking about GuruYoga hours and hours, months and years and ages. But it always comes back to the practice of Mahayana. Without having a compassion, even if you do practice GuruYoga like hundreds of thousands of times, if you feel or experience that your sense of compassion is decreasing, then this means something is severely wrong. So you need to you got to do something. You got to repair yourself, if you like, If you have no compassion, then even if you are doing very good GuruYoga, that means you're doing something wrong, severely wrong. Very, very wrong. It's an urgent matter. It's an urgent matter. It is not just like a relaxed and joking matter. No, it is an urgent matter if you do not have a compassion. So you have to watch out. You yourself as a practitioner, you have to watch out how are you doing, how good you are doing in terms of compassion. That is very important. That is very important topic, or how do you say, point that you have to watch out. Compassion is something very, very, very obvious. And you know, some of the manifestation of the GuruYoga and all these things are very secret. So you don't know. You yourself also, sometimes you don't know. You know, you just can sort of imagine, but you sometimes yes, sometimes no, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Oh, yes, maybe no. You know, that sort of thing. It's a very mysterious sometimes. But compassion is not a mysterious. It is like a very obvious. So that is the point that you can obviously count. And you can say, you can really like give yourself an exam. This is an examination, You can just give yourself examination. You don't have to go to a master or Dharma friend or Sangha or anything. You just have to go there. That's it. And then just ask yourself, or examine yourself whether how good you are in compassion. If you feel, oh, my compassion is getting better, compared to last year, my compassion got better a little bit. Okay, congratulations, thumbs up. And if it is not, very sad. You got to do something. So when you come to a guru, also, there's not much. If you have a very intelligent and very smart, and if you are very, how do you say, super kind of disciple or students, then of course there are lots of things to, lots of different ways of checking guru. But the most important thing, or the most important way of checking guru, is how compassionate he is. That is very important. The compassion is very important. The second most important thing that you have to understand and you have to find out. I mean, this is how do you say, what appropriate way of finding out about the guru for people like us. It is very much for people like us. Of course, there are other people, there are categories of people may have some different way of approaching. That is, I can't talk about every categories. There will be no ending. There's a lot of different categories of doing so. But of course, I'm just telling this from the point of view of people like us. Very, I would say common, or maybe not very common, but maybe people like us anyway, So we have to examine like that. We have to find out how compassionate he is. No matter, maybe he's very grumpy, he's not, he doesn't look very compassionate, he doesn't talk very compassionate way, he doesn't act as a compassionate way. Act, talk, look are not important. Look whatever, but you have to penetrate inside and find out. And the compassion comes very hidden. For example, myself, when I went through this kind of examinations, when I went through this kind of guru testing and all these things, I was also struggling many months and many years sometime, with some of the gurus. I even say 5 years, 6 years, it took me. So, but then, it took me long time, but then I found out that next time I found out that, there is not much of need to exam also that much. Why? Because, they are there to reach themselves to that level. They have already qualified. The qualification is already sort of achieved. And then the compassion, appearance of compassion is sometimes hidden because of their circumstances. Some of the circumstances doesn't let them to sort of appear, compassion to appear very much. So appearances is not that, not that obvious. So people like us find a little difficult to see the compassionate part. And the education part, very easy to see. How many years he has been educating in so and so monastery, so and so school, so and so university. Wow, that means he's educated for sure. So that's it, finished. And that's it. It's very obvious. But compassionate is a very hidden. So some of the gurus, they show means the appearance of the compassion is very obvious. But many of them, they hide, they hidden because of the circumstances. But then many circumstances, the one way or another, or earlier, sooner or later, you will see the compassion. You cannot, there's a big, there will be a time for you to see. Sometime it takes quite a long time. That's what takes little long for me. It took me quite a long time sometime, Some of the gurus, one of my gurus specifically, he's very, appearance is very angry, arrogant and all these things. And I thought, his compassion is not so well developed. And and then it took me quite a long time to check and this and that. And one day we were talking about the animals, and some of the animals. Then we were talking about, we were zigzagging, talking, chit-chatting about the animals, and we were doing this. We were saying that animals are slaughtered, and some of the animals are we call it setar, means like a released life. The animals we released, but now they are killing them. Now people are stealing them and then killing them and doing this, doing that, and then he literally just burst into his tear. Just he couldn't stop crying. He's just crying, and he says, how poor the animals, but of course more of how poor the people who are doing this. They're committing so bad, this thing, that thing, and he just couldn't stop crying. So this was the first kind of moment that tells me, or that struck me to say, oh, he is a great master. He's a compassionate. I can see it. That means then his secret is coming out. Cat is coming out of the bag. That is the thing. He's just he didn't show. He didn't say, I'm compassionate. I'm just. For many years. Even though he said it, I wouldn't believe it also, But now then the real compassion comes. Not only that, I also, one of my other masters, I was chit-chatting, and he was sort of like, okay, he's good at meditation and this and that. Yes, I know, but I was checking, that is the moment that I was checking. And he was just, he was talking about the meditation, Mahamudra meditation and all these things. And then all of a sudden, he said, how poor people, common people in this street, in this city, common people, how poor they are, They don't know how to meditate. They don't know the Buddha nature. They don't know where they are going, and they have to struggle because of their not knowing anything. They have to struggle in the samsara endlessly, And I wish that they know Mahamudra, this secret, just a secret way of approaching to the Mahamudra. I wish they all know that. Why they are not knowing? Why they are not approaching by the Buddha and the Bodhisattva? Why they are not opening themselves? And then he burst into a tear. And he couldn't stop crying for an hour, maybe for an hour or two, something like that. He just couldn't stop. He had to stop this teaching entirely because he just couldn't stop crying. So he was, so compassionate to all people, everybody, every ignorant people. He couldn't stop crying. So this again told me, okay, that's it. He's the one. So, that actually tells you that realizing the Mahamudra, realizing the GuruYoga, the real GuruYoga, boosts the compassion. It is there. The great compassion is there. It's no matter whether they show it or not. That's the thing. But it's there. So that is the thing. Second, the second most important qualification, if you like. You have to understand that. If he has no matter what, he has no compassion, then this means he has no second important qualification. That means there is a doubt that you may reverse yourself. You may back up. You just go back. You may not want to go in this kind of realm. So this is the second most important qualification, I would say. And third most important qualification is, of course, a little bit of education. Education. That is the third most important, which is not very important, but he has to have a little bit of education also. Means he has to have a means of conveying his message. Even though he or she, your guru, has a very lovely message, very interesting message, very interesting knowledge that he has been practicing and he has been accumulating, but he has to have a means to conveying that down to the people. Otherwise, it is not good. That's we always have to have a means to have it. So of course we don't. We normally education is also important kind of qualification. So that is third most important, which is not very important, but it's an important also. So that is the three most important qualification you need to have as a master, as a guru. External guru needs to have that. So this is what you have to understand when we talk about the guru, finding guru. But you are after finding him, after finding qualified guru. I'm just using him because this is a way of terminology, way of conveying the message. But of course that doesn't mean that the sex wise he or the guru has to be man. No, it can be a woman, it can be a young one, it can be an old one, it can be a bhikshu or bhikshuni, or it can be a lay people, it can be lay yogi, lay yoginis, it can be anything. It can be Tibetan, it can be another citizen. It can be anything. The most important thing is these three qualifications. That is need to be there. That's it. So after finding this kind of person, this kind of guru, then you have to qualify yourself. You have to qualify yourself. If you don't have a means to qualify yourself, then that is the most biggest problem, the obstacles. You have to qualify yourself. We don't have that notion actually. Commonly we say, we don't have that notion to qualify oneself. We don't do that. We don't have that notion. We don't have that understanding. We think we are quite okay We are very much okay, always okay, We always point, this guru is not okay, that guru is not okay. But how about yourself? How important yourself to be qualified? That is not so important thing to us. And it's because of our ego, arrogant, We think we are okay. We always think we are okay. That is the biggest problem. We think we are okay. You are not okay, but we are okay. I'm okay, Always like that. When I feel very funny also. Sometimes I turn my camera like this. Sometimes mostly I turn camera inwardly. So I always take picture of myself. I don't take picture of others. My camera works that way. But sometimes I turn my camera like that, and then I see very interesting things, the people are very funny, People always pointing each other. They don't point themselves. That is really the funny thing. And they think that they are correct. They are okay. They are pretty good, They're okay. I'm quite well educated. I'm quite well developed, and I am okay, I am practicing okay. Everything is okay. But he's not doing good. She's not doing good, Everything, everything is like that. We are pointing each other. That's very, very, very sad. We have to, instead of pointing each other, pointing others, including your guru, you point guru and the checking in the name of the checking qualification. Yes, okay, quality, qualification, you are given a chance to check. But now you have found, come on. Now you don't check, because checking will lose your, lose your capability. As I said before, this blocks your channel of the devotion. So now you found, you have taken 3 months, we have taken 3 years, 6 years, 8 years to check. Now you found, so now come on, finish it. Finish your business. Now your business has to change. Now you have to turn camera into inwardly. So now you check yourself. How you perceive the things. And how good or how bad the disciple. How bad you are in terms of disciple. And in terms of student. And that is the thing now you have to picture. And then you have to really sort out the things for yourself. Further development. So this is the reason why we always say in Mahayana or the Sutrayana we say Lojong. We have to train our mind. We have to train our mind. There are many people who are saying that Lojong cannot be done in the Vajrayana. Lojong is a Sutrayana practice, It's Sutrayana. It's nothing to do with the Vajrayana. No. Without Lojong, without Sutrayana, cannot be. The Vajrayana cannot develop. Vajrayana has no heart. Vajrayana has no liver, no heart, no lung, if there is no Sutrayana. So Sutrayana is really the liver, lung or heart of the human being, of the Vajrayana. So of course, the Lojong has to be done. That is the reason. Milarepa, after finding the Marpa, then he did 20 years, like 20 over years, he did Lojong by constructing house, constructing huts and buildings and demolishing all the buildings from top to bottom and then again rebuilt 3 or 4 times. I don't really remember, but he did everything in front of Marpa. And this all looks like a very idiot thing he did and very silly thing he did, but all of what he was put into doing also, all like Lojong, all a purification of mind, conceptual mind, to break the conceptual mind. That's the thing. Conceptual mind that I have been talking this couple of, now maybe 1 hour ago, I was talking about the conceptual, dualistic conceptual mind which we want to break, we want to break through, we want to demolish, as I mentioned quite a while ago, is the one that the Marpa wants Milarepa to break through. That's the reason Marpa is asking Milarepa very, unrelevant things to do. Very unrelevant things to do. It's unrelevant, it's a silly thing to do, Building so many floors, so many stories, 8, 9 stories, and then demolishing all of them, from top to bottom. And then elsewhere you have to build another building, in another design, another architect. And then again you have to build 3 or 4 stories at least, and then demolish all these things. It's a very irrelevant. It's a very silly thing to do. Silly in the sense from our point of view, our dualistic concept point of view. It is a silly. So therefore, what he wants, what Guru Marpa wants Milarepa to do is to be able to demolish his dualistic concept of this is silly, this is not silly, that is silly. This is kind of silly and not silly. Good and not bad, bad, and the long and short, and the high and low, and this is, bad and good. All these conceptual mind. Concept needs to be broken, needs to be demolished, needs to be finished. In order to do that, in order to make this thing happen, this concept developed, means, in other words, you can say, in order to produce the real GuruYoga, in order to understand the main GuruYoga, the authentic GuruYoga, the Marpa asks Milarepa to do it. And that is not only me saying that, but when you read the Milarepa's biographies, you can see. At the end of his difficult period that he went through in front of the Marpa said, why should I have you build this building even if I want a building for my son? Why should I ask you to build? I have plenty of resources. Why should I have asked you to build that? He said that, and I have many houses. I'm a rich man. Why should I be building a house? I have a plenty of house for my son. There's no problem. But I'm asking this for your sake, he said. At the end, before he didn't say anything, he was really, aggressive and he was, totally 100% angry, beating and, nearly killing Milarepa, Totally. He's not saying that I'm angry for the sake of your benefit. No. And never said that. I'm angry, fully angry. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to kill you. And, but he didn't say, I'm pretending angry because, just to help you. No. Because he doesn't want to spoil him. So he was just 150% angry. Not only 100, but he was 150% angry. And 150% beating, not only just a pretension, pretending, it is definitely a beating, hitting, beating, everything, But at the end, towards to the end, when he finished, and then it's the time for him to show the entire universal mandala as a He Vajra mandala. Then before that, he gave a cup of tea and said, Milarepa, this Tepaga, his name is Tepaga. So he said, Tepaga, what I did so far for more than 20 years to you is to purify to purify and break down your conceptual mind. I could have done something better than that, but my wife is so kind, too kind, so that this is not 100% completed. Because of my wife. My wife being a woman, so compassionate, therefore it not completed Maybe 99% is completed, but 1% is not completed. So therefore, you will, when you die, you will have your body size is a pigeon size is left because you have not completed entire Mondro practice because of my wife. He said that. So otherwise you have done very good job. Good boy. Now you have done a good job. Now I am going to give initiation. So he gave initiation, and he show means not that he showed, but the Milarepa saw entire universal mandala into the He Vajra. And he saw not only just the mandala on the table, but then the mandala on the sky. He saw all entire deities and the Dakinis of the He Vajra, and he got enlightened. And that's the thing. So what he did, what I want to say is that what Milarepa did, or what Marpa did to Milarepa rather, is to break through the conceptual mind. To break through the dualistic mind. That's the thing. So that is the thing. To break through, they have to ask you to do unrelevant things. If it is relevant things, then it's irrelevant. Means relevant actually refers to the dualistic thing. If it's a dualistic thing, it's irrelevant for us. If it's, as soon as it appears to a non-dualistic, it's a very unrelevant, It's the thing. Very funny. So everything has to be very relevant. Otherwise it's not good. It doesn't make any sense to us. As soon as it's unrelevant, then it's very bad. It's stupid. It's, a silly thing, So that is the thing. But, of course, this is, okay. So, that is the reason why, what I'm saying is that, oneself as a student, we have to really qualify oneself. That is very important. So now, Lojong is very, very important. It may take 15 years, 20 years. Milarepa took long time. So why not us also? It takes long time. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. You have to. There's no way to skip it. There is no shortcut. Even in a Vajrayana, there's no shortcut. Vajrayana is already a very shortcut anyway. So you can't cut shorter than that. That is a very short cut. Theravadan practice, for example. In a Theravadan, like Hinayana, we talk about the practicing for limitless yawns. Limitless yawns, 3 limitless yawns in order to get the perfect Buddhahood. 3 limitless yawns, whatever it means. 3 limitless yawns, not years. Not years. Years you cannot even count, years. In years, how many years are? It's just, come on, forget it, Just yawns, limitless yawns, 3 limitless yawns. To get the perfect Buddhahood. But in the Vajrayana, we're not talking about even yawn, even one single yawn. We're not talking about even 100 years. No, we're talking about 15 to 20 years. So you have to brave for that. You have to really be expecting, and we have to be diligent during that moment, during that period of practice. You have to be diligently doing it. Of course, diligent will come because you have understanding. For example, this retreat supposed to be producing some understanding in your practice. Supposedly, I don't know what they're doing and not whether it's happening or not. I don't know, but it's supposing to help you to produce some understanding. So the understanding will definitely give you the sense of diligent. Diligent will come after the understanding. For example, if you feel thirsty, you will definitely run for a bottle of water, glass of water. Because you understand that the water has an energy to sort out your thirsty problem, the problem of thirsty. You have that understanding. So you don't have to tell. Nobody have to tell you that, you have to look for a water. No, you will definitely, voluntarily, happily look for a glass of water because you feel thirsty. Similarly, when you feel hungry, you will definitely spontaneously you will say, "I'm hungry. I want to have a food. I want to have a cake. I want to have a food. I have a rice or this some food, at least a biscuit, something because I'm hungry." Definitely, you will come up with that demand. Is because you have a simultaneous kind of understanding. Very, very strongly implanted. So similarly, that when you come to the practice, if you understand very deeply what's all about, then the diligent comes. Diligent for looking for something, looking for genuine, authentic Guru Yoga. You will come. It'll come. No matter what Marpa did to Milarepa, doesn't matter for Milarepa. Milarepa will continuously doing silly things. So-called silly thing. Building, demolish, building, and demolish. And building, demolish. Until he got all the holes at the back, and people can see his lung and the hearts and all these things from the back, because the skins are all broken. Everything you can see through. But still he is doing it. And it's an idiot, For us, conceptual-minded kind of person, dualistic-minded person like us, it's an idiot thing. It's idiot, Milarepa was idiot, Marpa is more idiot, to put poor Milarepa into this situation. What is, what the hell that they have been doing, It's just unbelievable, unconceivable. But it is unconceivable for us, but it is conceivable for them. Because Milarepa want to break their goal is different. Their goal is to break the conceptual mind, dualistic conceptual mind. So this is the reason why they are doing, and they are so meaningful. They're really meaningful. They're doing it meaningful. So this is the same thing that we have to. We have to have a relevant, what do you call that? We have to have how do you say? The lojong has to be done. Mind training needs to be done. Mind training means that, of course, now there are many, how do you say, levels of mind training. But first, mind training, what we have to do as a Guru Yoga practitioner, as a devotion. The first mind training, level of mind training is devotion. And devotion, to me, to my understanding, is an understanding. One has to develop understanding. So, to develop understanding, one has to go through a little bit of learning process. It's a very important. Learning means studying, practicing, like a learning, little bit of learning, how to read, how to sort of do the thing at the studying. Studying is important. I'm not saying the academically, but you have to open yourself a little bit about the knowledge, different knowledges. You don't have to be like a fully educated. There is no fully educated until you got enlightened. There is no full education anyway. There is no such thing. So until enlightenment, there is no full education anyway. There is no full sort of completion. There's none. It's just people, the school give you some ID, some certificate saying that this thing is finished, that thing is finished. Okay, good student, all these things. But this doesn't mean anything. I mean, in the reality wise, it doesn't mean anything. You have maybe tens of them or dozens of these certificates from a university, college, school, and all these like important sort of authorities. It doesn't make any sense in order to, in terms of our Guru Yoga practice. But you have to have a little bit of education. So this is what we call it, intellectual education. Intellectual education is needed, is one of the very small part of the Guru Yoga practice. You have to have that. That is what we call, it's a part of the it's external practice of Guru Yoga, but actually it's a part of Lojong, the Lojong. So this is the, how do you say, the part of the development of devotion. Many people over here, I don't know over here or what, but the most of the practitioners, we don't have a devotion. We are lacking in the devotion. Why? Because we are lacking in the understanding. We don't understand. We don't understand that. We don't understand this. Even though people like me talks hours and hours, for hours and hours, but people don't get it. This is what I said few whiles ago. I was saying that, maybe many of you don't you don't understand what I'm talking about. I bet that not many people know what I'm saying. But doesn't matter whatever. I did my job. That's it. So, so this is the thing. Understanding is very, very lacking. So therefore, no devotion. Obviously, no devotion because no understanding. You don't understand? So what is the devotion? Where is the devotion come? But of course, I'm not saying that this is not possible. There is a possibility for some people to have a devotion developed without any sense of understanding. That is possible also. Why? Because I guess it is because previous life, he or she has already gone through the intellectual studying and intellectual knowledge and understanding. So now in this life, he or she has not much of problem to get a devotion directly. So this is what you find in many people. And I don't know in this time of the age, say in the 21st century, I don't know. Maybe there are. But before, a lot of in history, a lot of gurus and a lot of yogis, a lot of practitioners, they did achieve the full devotion without studying anything. For example, one of the principal students of Berachana, the great translator, the Berachana, his name is Mipam Gombo, and he was in his 80s, I think. It's a very old, but until then he was not even studying anything, and he was a farmer. And then he met the Virachana, and then of course he got enlightened through devotion. He just got enlightened within 7 days. So that is the thing. So that can be possible, that sort of. But nowadays, I think it is, I wouldn't say impossible, but almost impossible to have that kind of instant kind of devotion to be developed. I don't think so. I don't think it is that easy. So therefore, we need to go through the studying. The intellectual knowledge needs to be practiced a little bit, so that you will be, then slowly by slowly, the devotion comes. And when we talk about the devotion, the first manifestation of devotion, or what do you call that? Manifestation of devotion, or first radiation or whatever, the devotion. For example, when this first, before sun shines, the dawn will come, and then that is you can say it's a radiation of sun. Sun is not yet fully shined, but there is a dawning. Dawn comes, and similarly, that of course the devotion the real devotion, first manifestation of, or the radiation of a devotion is, you will, how do you say, you will find all the practice of all the practices of Guru Yoga, all the practices of teachings of spirituality, talking about compassion, like a compassion, loving kindness, bodhicitta, and of course Vajrayana, all the names, if you even hear the terminology of these things, you will feel delighted. You will feel comfortable, happy to hear these names, happy to hear the names of Guru, happy to see the pictures and statues of Guru and Buddha, Bodhisattvas and all these things. You'll be like delighted. You'll be so kind of feeling comfortable to see. So this is the radiation or indication, I would say, earlier indication of devotion. But it is not a devotion. It is just an indication of devotion. That time you got to be very careful not to be caught up with the emotions, because the emotion comes along with that. So then you got to be very careful not to be caught up with the emotions. Because if you caught up with the emotions that time, then the devotion again gets blocked. Real devotion gets blocked. Will never be improved, will never be coming. Sun will never shine. The sun indication is there, dawn there, but sun will never shine. What? How come? Sun is not shining. Is because you are in a south-facing cave. No, north-facing cave. So you are in the wrong cave. So sun never shines. You can see the sun shining, but you can't. You will never get the sun on your head. Never. That is the thing. So therefore you must be very careful not to be caught up in the north-facing cave. You have to be in the south-facing cave. That is the secret. So similarly, that you must be very, very careful not to be caught up with the emotions. Yeah, nothing wrong with the emotions, actually, of course. Actually, eventually, nothing wrong. Emotions are very, very, very good. Emotions are the one that really brings the wisdom, that brings the Buddha enlightenment. Yes, emotions are great, you cannot say emotions are bad, but this is the period that we got to be careful not to be caught up with the emotions. Emotions, what I'm talking about, is the afflictive emotions. That is the thing. Afflictive emotions is a very, very, very much the killer. But we don't know. There's a very tricky. Emotion even comes, afflictive emotions comes even in the form of a devotion. Even though the devotion is way far away, it's never there. It's not there. It's way, it may be a few hours, it's maybe 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock morning. It will take maybe, the sun will shine 6 o'clock. So we have 3 more hours to go. But, somehow you feel that sun is already shined, Wow, sun is shined. But it's a delusion. Sun is not shined. But it's, that similarly that, in emotion also, emotion feels like exactly like a devotion, So I have a very strong devotion to this Guru. And then it is a emotional bond. You're just emotionally bonding yourself there. And that is the trap. It's not a good thing. It is a trap. It's happening with the Tibetan society also, but mostly it's happening with the newcomers for the Western countries, from the Western countries and the Eastern country, Chinese, and I don't know, Vietnamese also can be. This is a big problem, They feel that the devotion is there. I have a very strong devotion to this Guru, blah, blah, blah. But it's an afflictive emotions. And this will definitely kill real devotion to come, true devotion to come. True devotion is true understanding, but the true understanding will never be there. Why? Because afflictive emotion blocks the true understanding. So that literally means the GuruYoga already blocked. GuruYoga to appear, it's already blocked. So GuruYoga will not be revealed, not be understood. So that is an obstacle. You should really see this as an obstacle. So therefore, when you feel emotionally very much connected with the Guru, with that Guru, particular Guru that you have chosen, you got to be careful. You know, you think, yes, I have a special bond, special sort of like connections and whatnot, with this thing, and then this and that. As I said yesterday, the many people say, oh yeah, my Guru said exactly what I think. And that's very, very good. That we matches very well, He said everything what I want and what I think. And I said few things. Guru was very happy. He was smiling and he was laughing, He matches, he feel that I'm totally matching with his understanding. So we are like one already. We are one. So such a romantic afflictive emotions. Romantic afflictive emotions. Which is not right. Totally wrong. That kills your devotion. That kills your GuruYoga. That is a killer. Dracula, I would say, Really it is a Dracula that comes in a different form, but Dracula kills you, Definitely. So this is the thing. You should never be letting yourself to caught up with that kind of spirit. That kind of ghost. It is a ghost, actually. So there is no ghost other than that. That is the ghost. So that is the thing that you have to understand, and that is if you can get rid of that, then you can, then you will find a true devotion. That is not. It's not a very long distance, I would say. It's not a long distance. It's just next door. You'll find a true devotion. You will find a true devotion. There's no, one of Apo Rinpoche's poem saying that the Buddha is not miles away. The Buddha is waiting in next door. He says that in his poem. So that is the thing. Buddha is waiting in next door, next door. So that is the thing. You don't have to wait for the devotion to many months or years. No, it's just there. If you do not let afflictive emotions to play around, to play with you, to manipulate you. That is the thing. If you let your afflictive emotions to play with you, then this is a very, very, very dangerous. And also this is the kind of a point that qualified guru should also know and indicate this poor student that this is not right. That is not right, Not right to have this kind of caught up with this kind of afflictive emotions. And you have to going through the meditation and going above it and try to find the devotion. Okay, doesn't matter whether if you see me as a qualified guru, okay, be it, let's be it like that, but you have to watch out, and you have to be, be careful not to be caught up with the emotions, afflictive emotions. That is Guru's job to tell you this. To tell you this in the right time, in the right moment, right occasions, It is very, very important. If the Guru is failed to tell you this, again, something wrong with the Guru. It is something wrong with the Guru. Or it's something wrong with you, that you have not been consulting or have been consulting with the Guru. The consultation is very important, time to time, to have and made. That is very important. So then that is the thing that is the period that you have to develop your understanding. That is devotion. And the devotion will come. And the devotion, true devotion comes. When true devotion comes, it is it is a the entire dualistic play, dualistic movement. Movement. For example, Guru says idiot things. Guru did idiot things. For example, the way Marpa treated Milarepa, it's a kind of silly and irrelevant and all these things. But doesn't matter. That is a play specially provided for us. So that doesn't matter. That is no longer important for those people who are developed their own true devotion. For them it is no longer important. For those people who are not yet developed true devotion, very, very important. This is a very important issue. What Guru does, what Guru say, what the Dhamma friends say, what Dhamma brothers say, what Dhamma sisters say. Very, very important. They should not say this, they should say this. Wow, how come he said that? He should not be saying that, he should not be doing that, especially your Guru. Yeah, he should not be sleeping, he should not be, laughing, he should not be drinking, he should not be, bending himself like this, he should sit still, Look at the Guru, Buddha Shakyamuni sit like this. No one, even though no one saw Buddha Shakyamuni, but we think that the Buddha Shakyamuni sits very still all the time. And, because we saw only the statue. Statue sits obviously still, statue never sleeps. So of course we think that the Buddha never sleeps. And so your Guru should not be sleeping. Your Guru should not be bending. You should stay still. Should not be smiling. Guru never smiles. The Buddha never smiles. But you don't know who saw the Buddha. There was never seen. But we saw statue. Statue never smile. So therefore we think Buddha never smiled. So Guru, ha 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 ha. Oh, that's not right. No way. He has to be serious. And that's true. This is the conceptual mind. How conceptual mind corrupts you. It really is a corruption. It really corrupts you. So this is the reason why then this kills your devotion. Never will open the door. Never. Instead of opening door, it will just, it'll spoil you. It'll really the kill. It's the poison. It's the poison. So that is the thing. So, so that is the kind of indication that you will have, that you will have a less, how do you say, fussiness. You'll have a less fussiness in your mind, genuinely. Not like just you are telling yourself, but you'll be less fussy. And right now we are very, very, very fussy. Fussy about picturing your Guru in the form of, in the way that you want to see them. You want him to act. It's like a poor Guru. It's like your puppet. This your toy. Your toy. Your toy needs to sit like this. What is this name? The beer. The beer. What? This toy? I have a big, huge thing, but I can't remember the name. You have a big teddy bear. It's like a teddy bear. Sometimes you want to see him standing there. Sometimes you want him to sleep. Sometimes you want to hug him. Sometimes you sit on and you're just mistreating the teddy bear. So it's like that, You're just treating your guru as like a teddy bear, You want him to be sitting still, he has to sit still. You want him to be smiling, he has to smile. And then you want him to be laughing, he has to to entertain you, And then you want him to be very serious, then he has to be very serious. I really feel very pitiful, to the guru, that the students, they want to project, they want the guru to act as they want him to be, So of course, the 3 student is good enough. I think it's a very big headache to have a 3 student, 3 different action need to be act, One will laugh, one will like him to laugh, and you laugh, and the other one comes very serious. The other one says, playful, very good, Your guru has to be playful. Asian people say guru has to be fat. The Western people say guru has to be slim and handsome, And, how do you say that, These days you can fly within a few hours. 8 hours you can be in Asia. 8 hours you can be in America. So how do you make slim within 8 hours? How do you make fat within 8 hours? Just to please you, please Asian people, you be fat. To please the Asian people, the Western people, you have to be slim and smart looking, This is not right. These are nonsense, How can you practice Guru Yoga? Impossible. This is the reason why I say conceptual mind has to be vanished. This is the key point of practicing of Guru Yoga. That's all for today. Thank you. Now dedication. Kongme desa embe ne tado rit dimje jing toba jongshin suga simbara sho jewa gundo yangda yamin kyun sadan lamgi yunden rabzo te dorje change go yorudo jo tawe lame kutse temba Zangchod Boom simjor mo jama teba nyamba meba yang jo de je de ba choge nyembe do be den shedo char je nje nambe Nyambe jagam tam je konjur dom samanye me wada do tezam gombe tezam zembe tenzembe me zojiya nyambe tam je konjur Yedang kurute cholo namba pendang dewe rinjen dewe sarapa sarpe palja yambe jal kam tam je kanjore deshe tembe temba choke Nyembendu da do pet shedo charge nyenje namban bejal kam tam je kong dom sam yeme o tan tan do Pesam gombe tizanzim Tenzin peme zochiya Yang begel kam tam je kang yu Nwe dang kurdi shulo namba Pan dang dewe Shengore sarva sarbe panja Yang begel kam tam je kang yu Deshe ten be ten ba chogi Nyembe ju da ju be jing jing She ju char yi nyi je na be loa Yang be gel kam tam je kang yu Dom sum yin me o tang tang ru Pesa gom be ti zang zin be ji Den zin be mo zo ji Yang be gel kam tam je kang yu ji Nye dang gur di chu lo nam ba Pan dang de rin je ge be ne Cheng kor sarva sarve pagyan Yang be gyal kam tam je kang